When I walked out of the hospice home, I was walking down the sidewalk and this bird almost flew right into me. I remember just thinking, like, maybe that's Carter kind of showing me he's flying now.
It's a story of love, loss, and healing. For mom Sierra Carter, it started when she first realized something wasn't right with her 1-year-old son Carter.
For a long time, the doctor said he was just a little behind, he would catch up, and when that didn't happen, that's when we finally started seeing specialists and trying to find answers.
The news wasn't good. Doctors diagnosed Carter with a rare terminal disease called mitochondrial. It affects the energy cells in the body. For her son Carter, that meant trouble with breathing and living without the ability to speak.
It took me a really, really long time to kind of believe it.
Over the course of the next 6 years, there were ups, like when he started to walk, even though doctors said he wouldn't, and downs, including 12 hospital visits in 12 months, 6 times airlifted. It's then when mom had to make the impossible and final decision to stop the pain.
As they took the IVs away and they, took the breathing tube away and they took all these things away, like, he just looked at me with so much peace and he just looked happy and he kind of just gave me this little smile like, "It's okay, Mom."
In his final moments, Carter was in the arms of his biggest supporter, a final request from mom to staff and son.
I said, they put him on my chest when he took his first breaths, and all I hope is that I can be holding him when he takes his last. And within minutes, we noticed that he had stopped breathing.
Sierra says she wrestled with her decision for years, but out of the pain of loss came another chapter in Carter's story.
He was calm and smiling. He knew something that even his mom didn't know yet.
It's a book written by mom full of life and color, just like Carter. She says she wrote it to help others go through the pain of loss while also giving her son a voice to be heard.
Telling his stories like this, it kind of keeps him alive in a way.
The book helps meet a need to help kids understand tough topics.
There aren't books, about some of those hard topics, like, seeing a child in a wheelchair and, talking about like what happens when they can't get better. And so my goal is to change that.
With every page, Sierra is reminded of who Carter was, his blue eyes and smile brought to life again.
There was just a light within Carter, like, to know him was to love him, and anybody who knew him, like, that's kind of like the across the board thing people say, he was just such a light.
She also started a nonprofit to help raise money for families paying for funeral expenses. It's another way to keep his legacy of love alive, and every day, like the day he took his final breath, mom's reminded it's going to be okay.
I think he's kind of saying, you know what, you're doing good, Mom. Like, this is, keep going, keep going, keep going.
The book is out now. Sierra says she's looking to make it a series.
It's all about perspective. So when you go through a loss or you go through hardships, it's all about perspective and how you choose to move forward.
And one that with every line brings out the love in Carter's voice.
He's definitely showed me little things over the years that I know he's still there.
Here for you in Jackson, Luke Snyder, 6 News.